Hello everyone, the 13 Scale here, also known as Stairs, and welcome back to more Little Dragons Cafe, where it's about time for us to go check in. They said in the evening, right? On that one? During the nighttime. Okay, so we've got like an hour, and I should probably run around and gather a few things before we leave this area. Just given how quickly we seem to be running out of materials. Oop. Generic flower. Like, that's the thing, right? We keep just running out of stuff so quickly. And we have even less time to, you know, actually go look around, because if we do, then the staff start to slack off. Which right now isn't a concern for us, but the point still kind of stands. Like, I have to make my choices. Sorry, bird. Like, if I could just get more out of, like, what... I guess I'm saying is, like, if I could get more out of, like, the farm stuff... Oh, good. I can just get them all to come to me. Hey. Yeah, you. Well, so far that's 2 out of 3 down. Just take them all out. And then we can pick everything up later. There we go. Thank you, Draco. So now I can just use this opportunity to run around, grab everything... Get that out of your mouth, come on. Thank you. Like, I've got no problem, like, just would like the interact buttons to be different, please. Like, I appreciate you grabbing stuff for me. But also, yeah. Okay. It's nighttime. Let's return to the cafe and get our cutscene. Fingers crossed this is something that he'll be proud of. I've got the brooch back. I'm thankful for this, but... what do I do now? What's my next move? Always a good thing to ask yourself, I guess. Am I just barging into your room again? Rin, I'm having a hard time deciding something. What should I do next? I'm really lost right now. I'm so anxious that I keep pacing and tapping my fingers. I want to stop, but I just can't. I know how to get rid of this anxiety. If I get rid of it, I can stop pacing back and forth and tapping my fingers. I know there's only one solution here, but I just can't make up my mind. Rin, what should I do? Return the brooch. That's what you should do. You have to find the answer on your own. So, that's the thing, right? This isn't... like, while it is a good idea that you need to be able to do the self-reflection, be able to have your answers, and not have somebody else just tell you what is the good thing to do all the time, that I agree with, sometimes when to you, both answers are good answers, you just have to pick the one that's the most good, and sometimes that can be the hardest thing to do. That was something that when I was in nursing school, they talked about a lot. It's not a matter of which answer is the correct answer. It's which answer is the most correct answer. And they really kind of drove home like that entire idea. So, when it's hard to figure out which is the most correct answer, guidance is a good thing. And this just kind of feels a little too dismissive for me, based on kind of what he's going through. Yes, I agree in general, you need to morally find your own answers. He knows what morally the right answer is. He's just not sure if he has the strength really to do it. So you should return it. You're right. You're absolutely right. Dread. There we go, yep. I know what I'm supposed to do, but how am I supposed to approach the person when I return it? I mean, there's a few different ways, right? Like, you could be entirely honest, and you're gonna run into this problem with that honesty of, because, like, they don't have to forgive you, right? So you could just be entirely honest. There's a chance that they'll be mad at you. There's a chance that they'll be mad at you forever. And that is morally, I think, the better route to go. But every now and again, like a tiny little lie doesn't hurt, right? Where it's like, hey, I'm sorry, this ended up in my pocket, like when I left. Something that's not exactly lying, but just like a light omission of the severity of it, right? Like, hey, I'm sorry, after I left, this ended up in my possession. I wanted to return it to you. I don't think it's right that I hang on to it, especially knowing what it means to you, right? Like, a proper apology comes in a multi kind of step process. First step is acknowledge, like, if you're gonna actually bother to tell the truth and apologize, you need to acknowledge what you did, and why it was wrong. Actually, no, specifically, acknowledge what you did was wrong. Start with there. Apologize to the parties that you hurt, and be very careful in how you apologize, because, like, I'm sorry you feel that way isn't an apology. That's you're putting that blame on somebody else. I'm sorry I made you feel that way. Very different. You are acknowledging your agency in what happened, right? That's number 2. Number 3, if you can, like, say for example that there are other people that are learning from you. Say for example you're a YouTuber and apologizing. Use it as a teaching moment. This is the wrong thing that I did. Here was the logic that I had leading up to this wrong thing, and here's why this logic is flawed, so that this way anyone who is also going down your same path learns better. Like, they see the same fallacies in the logic that you now see, that you wish you had known before you had done this, right? Acknowledge the fact that people aren't going to forgive you. You have to be okay with that. Whatever you've done is horrible. Even if it's on a small scale, whatever you did is wrong. It is not on them to accept your apology, no matter how thoroughly you write it out, no matter how much you mean it. And he has to accept that as well. And then the last step is to do better going forward. Not just to say the right things, but you have to put your money where your mouth is. If, you have harmed a minority, say that, you said something that was transphobic, what helps is not only helping out the trans community, but actually putting in the groundwork. It's really easy to say, like, now I understand. It's a lot more important to do the legwork yourself and to actually, like, help pick up other, like, the community that you hurt, acknowledging that the damage that you did will never be undone by the current action that you're doing. So, like, if, hot topic here, J.K. Rowling wanted to change her perspective, right, she has to acknowledge that the tweets that she had written about the trans community will never go away. There is always going to be someone who's going to use that as evidence to oppress that minority, and she has to fully accept. Sorry, this has been 3 minutes of me ranting about the proper way to apologize, but it's a very, very important and very sticky thing to do, and it's a very, like, easy thing to screw up. So either you can do a light omission of the truth, because in some cases, while the truth can be good, you don't need to know the severity of the truth. For example, telling somebody that, if there was a car accident, that their child died on impact, rather than they struggled to live for 3 or 4 minutes gasping for breath, crying and sobbing, it might be easier on the parents to just know, like, hey, he died on impact, right? Like, so this way they can feel a little bit better about it. So It's that kind of an idea, right? Are you gonna do the white lie that just decreases the severity but still acknowledges how bad what you did was? Or are you going to go through the multi-step process of fully acknowledging what you did was wrong and that the acceptance of they may never, ever, ever accept your apology? Anyway, rant over. I'm sorry. I stole it. And from a fortune teller who I know is a villain. Yeah, if they have a history of being incredibly toxic and harming you, it's harming others specifically, it's gonna be very hard to apologize, especially to someone that you feel doesn't deserve an apology. I'm a great thief who's supposed to be punishing people, not giving evildoers their things back, but it's an important thing. Oh, we get a flashback. Oh, nope, we just end the cutscene. Hold it. Nope. Okay, well, hey, look. Okay, I tried. What do we have for the next story beat? See how the cafe is doing tomorrow during daylight. Well, it's already 8:30, so it's going to be really easy just to go to sleep and then... Oop, nope. Well, man, I accidentally kept going back and forth. It's best to just go check on Draco's room real quick. Yep, that's why. Jeez, Draco, you just teleported on in. I like that he has a dog pull rope in his room, by the way. Okay. Let's go to 2. Go to bed. When we wake up, there should be a whole new cutscene, and hopefully we can figure out what recipe he wants. Yeah, I know, the feedback was alright. Primarily because I did nothing to help, but we have all the items. So, what is today's cutscene? Because it's cafe during daylight, so what do we got? Aw, I'm glad everyone likes the cafe. Delicious as always, you two. Great work. Thanks. Come back again soon. I love how happy everybody is. Hey, this is a cafe, right? Yeah. You've been eating here for a few days. You know what? It's fine. Yep. You guys must have a lot of menus for all of the dishes that you crank out in that kitchen. Actually, we don't have a menu. What have I been updating? What have I been updating over the last few days? Really? No menu, but all the dishes the customers eat look way different from each other. How do you do it? Every single customer seems to so happy with the dish they get, too. We just make whatever they want. I mean, I guess that's true for the people staying in the inn. That's incredible. The chef seems like he's doing such a fantastic job. There's such variety of dishes. You know you're doing a good job when the people smile as they eat when you serve them. I don't know why that whole sentence is so hard for me to say. I'm able to take care of myself, but now with the money I steal... Oh, better, now with the money I steal, but see, when I was a kid, we had no money to buy ingredients. My mother would just pick some wild grass and boil it for us. 7 grass soup. Don't I have stuff for that? She'd boil grass? Yeah, it was usually shepherd's purse. But sometimes dandelions too. Whatever that was growing in the wild. Man, that's some desperation, but I'm with you. Dandelion soup. That makes sense. I ate that all the time back then. When I think about that flavor now, I feel so nostalgic. Mother never accepted money I would bring. Let me try that again, even though that's not how it's written. Mother never accepted the money I would bring. She said that she couldn't enjoy a meal bought with stolen money. I wonder if Mother's still eating boiled 7 grass these days. Probably. Genji. Hey, Rin. How about making boiled seven grass for... I'm just gonna keep calling it boiled seven grass soup for Genji. Because that feels better on my ability to speak. So now we just have to get the recipe pieces, right? I should have the rest of it. Right? Make 7 boiled grass while the cafe is open. Get the recipe fragments from the box, the hunter on the shores, and from Genji. Well, the easy one to get is the one from Genji. So we should go do that before we get super invested in with the day. Careful preparing it. I heard that the root is used by witches to make medicine. It's supposed to be really bitter. Well, okay. So we've got at least 2 pieces. And then I think we should only have to get the one from the hunter on the ledge. Before we wrap up the episode, because I'm not gonna save it right away. I just want to go see what the hunter on the shores wants. First off, we want to find the hunter on the shores. Secondly, we want to see what would make him happy to trade for his recipe fragment. Because I'll, there we go. Because saving it only happens when we go to bed. So I'm going to go look around the different shores and see. Okay, yeah, that's technically listed as the dock or something, right? So the shores have got to be those, like, islands. Right? By the cliffs or something. But this way I just at least have an idea of what he wants as a food. And also to see if we can even make that for him, unlike the sandwich situation. Oh, there he is. Man, they weren't kidding about the shores, but just weird that that's the one that's listed as the shores out of all the biomes. Because that's not the one I would have picked. There's probably some 7 grass there. What do you want for it? I was looking for a giant yaki bird since last week. I want to eat a chocolate sundae. That's my favorite food. I think... Did I give him the chocolate sundae I had? I think I did. But chocolate sundae will be easy for us to make, and we'll be doing that next time. So, thanks everyone so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you liked what you saw here today. And be sure to hit that notification bell so that you get notified when I upload another episode of Little Dragon's Cafe. Take care, everyone.